You're not broke because you're lazy. You're not broke because you don't make enough money. You're broke because nobody ever sat you down and showed you what to actually do with it. And that's not your fault. But staying broke after today, that one's on you. Here's what nobody tells you. Most people spend 30, 40, 50 years of their life working, and they retire with almost nothing to show for it. Not because they didn't earn enough, but because they never had a system. They just earned and spent like a hamster on a wheel going absolutely nowhere. And the scary part is that most of those people thought they were doing fine, right up until they weren't. So today, I'm going to give you a 90-day plan to completely reset your finances, step by step. No fluff, no just believe in yourself nonsense. Real, actionable steps that will put you in more control of your money than 90% of the people around you. And I promise, if you actually do this, 3 months from now, you will not recognize your financial life. Let's get into it. The first thing I need you to understand is why most people fail with money before we even talk about fixing it. Because here's the thing, most people treat their money like a feeling. They spend when they feel good, they save when they feel guilty, and they ignore it entirely when it feels overwhelming. That is not a strategy. That is just chaos with a paycheck attached to it. Think about it this way. Every successful business in the world, from a local bakery to McDonald's, knows exactly how much money is coming in and exactly how much is going out. They have a system. They have a plan. And here's what I want for you. I want your personal finances to run like a business. Because the moment you start treating your money like a CEO instead of a passenger, everything changes. So the first thing you're doing in month 1 is getting ruthlessly honest about where your money is going. Pull up the last 3 months of your bank statements and your credit card statements. Every single one. I know it's uncomfortable. Do it anyway. What you're looking for is patterns, categories, fixed expenses like rent, utilities, subscriptions, variable expenses like eating out, shopping, Ubers, and debt payments. Write them all down and find your monthly average for each one. This alone will shock most people because most people have no idea they're spending $200 a month on food delivery. They have no idea they're paying for 4 subscriptions they forgot existed. Now, here's the psychology behind this step. You cannot fix what you refuse to see. And a lot of people stay broke simply because looking at the numbers feels scary. So they don't look, they just hope it works out. And it never does. But once you see the numbers, and I mean really see them, something shifts in your brain. The problem goes from this heavy, scary cloud hanging over you to an actual math problem. And math problems have solutions. Once you know where your money is going, the next step is cutting the fat. And I don't mean never enjoy your life. I mean identifying the spending that isn't even making you happy. Because a lot of what we spend money on is just habit, not genuine enjoyment. Look at your biggest discretionary expenses and ask yourself one question. Is this actually improving my life, or is it just filling a gap? If you're spending $200 a month on Ubers because you're too tired to walk 3 blocks, that's not comfort. That's just money leaving your pocket quietly every single month. Studies show that the average person wastes between $200 and $500 every single month on expenses they don't even notice. That's between $2,400 and $6,000 a year, just gone. So even cutting that number in half could change your year completely. And you don't need to be extreme about it. Even a 10 to 20% reduction across your biggest spending categories can free up hundreds of dollars a month. That's money you can actually use to build something. Now, in that same first month, you're setting up automation. And this is honestly the single most powerful thing you can do for your finances. Here's why. Willpower runs out. Motivation runs out. But automation never runs out. When you automate your savings, you're taking the decision completely out of your hands. The money moves before you even see it, before you can spend it, before you can talk yourself out of saving it. It's the same reason a 401k works so well. You never miss money you never had the chance to touch. Open a high-yield savings account if you don't have one already. Right now, good accounts are offering between 3.8 and 4.5% interest. That means your money is growing while it just sits there. Then set up an automatic transfer for at least 10% of your take-home pay every single time you get paid. 5% goes to savings. 5% goes toward investing. That's it. Set it up once and let the system do the work. In month 2, you're shifting your focus. By now, you've stopped the bleeding. You know your numbers, you've cut what doesn't matter, and you've started saving automatically. Now it's time to build. And there are 2 things happening simultaneously here. You're building your emergency fund and you're starting to invest. Your emergency fund goal right now is $1,000. That sounds small, but consider this. According to a Federal Reserve report, nearly 4 in 10 Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing money, 40%. So just having $1,000 liquid and sitting in a high yield account puts you ahead of almost half the country. And psychologically, it changes everything. Because when something unexpected happens, and it will, you don't panic, you just handle it. That peace of mind is worth more than people realize. Once you have that $1,000, you start investing. And I know investing feels complicated, but I need you to hear me on this. It doesn't have to be if you buy one S&P 500 index fund and you do absolutely nothing else, you're already doing better than most people. The S&P 500 has averaged between 8 and 10% returns historically over the long term. Stocks have outperformed gold, real estate, bonds, almost every other asset class over the past 100 years. You're not trying to pick stocks or time the market. You're just buying a small piece of America's 500 biggest companies and letting time do the heavy lifting. Investing just $200 a month at an 8% average return gives you over $298,000 in 30 years. You put in $72,000, the market added the other $226,000. That is what patience looks like in dollar form. Now, month 3 is where most people quit, and that's exactly why it's the most important month. The excitement from starting is gone, the results are still small. And this is the moment where people convince themselves it's not working. Don't do that. Month 3 is about reviewing, refining, and stretching. Look back at your spending since you started. Compare it to where you were at the beginning. Find any leaks you missed. Are there new habits creeping back in? Patch them. Then set your stretch goals. Not just I want to save more money goals, real, specific ones. I want to have $10,000 saved by this time next year. I want to eliminate my credit card debt in 18 months. I want to buy a house in 5 years. Write them down. Research from Dr. Gail Matthews at Dominican University found that people who write their goals down are 42% more likely to actually achieve them. Not think about them, write them down. And then do one more thing. Schedule a financial review with yourself every single quarter. Put it in your phone right now. A 60-minute check-in every 3 months to look at your numbers, track your net worth, and make sure the plan is still working. Because it's not a one-time thing, it's a practice. And every time you sit down and do that review, you're reinforcing the identity of someone who is in control of their money. Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. You are not behind. You are not hopeless. You just haven't had a system until now. And the people who build real wealth aren't smarter than you. They're not luckier than you. They just started with a plan and stayed consistent long enough for it to work. 90 days. That's all it takes to build a completely different relationship with your money. And the version of you that exists on the other side of that is going to wish you had started sooner. So start today. Not tomorrow, not after your next paycheck, today.